Here we are at the Don Vicente Inn in Tampa. I've never been to this location, and oftentimes when I work with my couples, I've never seen the location I'm about to walk into. This lesson is all about what I like to call the getting ready mindset. And what it's all about, honestly, is about earning the bride's trust. Now, I need to be sensitive to a woman's needs. We're in a woman's world. That's why you'll only see me with female assistants when I work. It's extremely important when you first walk in to make yourself very small. I was a photojournalist for 15 years. I've been in different situations around the world. I know how to make myself small. I'm going to walk in there, and you're going to see that I'm going to sort of change my body language. I'm going to change my voice. And when I walk in, the first thing that I'm going to look for is where the light is falling. I'm looking for directional light. I'm going to move things around. I'm going to look for clutter. I'm going to look for everything that has to do with making the best pictures possible. You might say, well, what gear do you have on you? Right now, I've got two camera bodies. I've got my D3 here with my 24-70 rod on here, and I'm an aperture priority, and at 2.8 ISO, I'm going to start at 1,000. Cloudy white balance. On my D3S over here, I've got my trusty 85-1.4, one of my favorite lenses of all time. I'm an aperture priority. Oh, and guess what? I'm at 1.4. Why? Well, because I can, because it's a 1.4 piece of glass. I love the look of shallow depth of field. I started at ISO 1000. I might adjust from there, cloudy white balance, and this is how I'm going to walk in at the very, very beginning of the wedding day. Again, I'm looking for light, I'm looking to earn her trust, and let's give it a whirl. I'm going to bang on this door here. Anybody home? Anybody here?
Hi.
Oh man, you guys look hot. Oh my God. It's great to see you. We're gonna have a great day. And that is absolutely, positively not the way I want to start the day. You have to be insane. We're in a woman's world. We need to come in without guns blazing, without being full of testosterone, guys. And what we need to do is come in and be sensitive to her needs. I'm going to do it again. You're going to see everything change. My demeanor, my voice, my mannerisms. I'm going to make myself small. Let's try it again. I know that you might have thought that was a little funny. Actually, if I did that on the wedding day, I think it would be a disaster. I want to show you the right way to do it. What I like to call the getting ready mindset. There's a couple things that I try to keep in mind. First and foremost, I clear my mind of any images. Remember, in the other lesson, Essentials of Creativity, I talked about not having preconceived notions. And remember, the thing that's important to know is that you never know. You're always sort of feeling your way. So when I walk in there, I'm looking for light. I'm looking to blend in. I'm looking to make myself small. I'm almost looking to make myself androgynous. When I just walked in there, I had all of this boisterous body language. When you see me now, my voice is going to change. My shoulders are going to get rounded. I'm going to be as quiet and as unassuming as humanly possible in order to earn this bride's trust. Many times, I don't get to meet my brides. We speak on the phone, they're not from my area, and I have to earn their trust the entire relationship. Let's give it another try. Hi, I'm Cliff.
Hi, Nash.
How are you? Thank you.
Right this way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm doing great. Hey, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing well.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Your makeup looks perfect. She's doing a great job.
Thank you.
We got a great day. You don't have to do anything for me right now. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm just going to sort of peruse the area and look for where my light's falling and do what you need to do.
Thank
It's going to be a great day. Thank you. That's the way you come into a room. Quiet, unassuming, make yourself small. I've never met this girl. That happens to me a lot. What you need to do is earn her trust. And if you come in guns blazing and loud and boisterous, they're going to think you're a moron instead of a photographer that they're going to want to spend 8 hours with. That's the important element, the getting ready mindset. When I first walk into any getting ready situation, the first thing that I'm looking for is light. In fact, light really is the essence of everything that I'm looking for throughout the wedding day. This might look like a great scene. We've got some chandelier light here. We've got some lamps over there. We've got all this abundance of light. It's too much. It's bouncing all over the place. Now, what I'm really looking to do is create texture, dimension, and mood with this light. The way to do that is have it coming from a particular direction, and that's what we're going to see in a minute. The other thing that I'm looking for is all this clutter over here. I'm looking to get rid of it. So what I'm going to do in a second, I'm going to remove all this. Of course, I'm going to ask permission first. I'm going to tell them exactly what I'm going to do, sort of like a dentist, you know. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to take this drill, and I'm, you know, let them know exactly what's going on, and then get rid of it so that you can have as clean of a shot as you possibly can. Texture, dimension, mood. Those are the three elements that I'm trying to create with this light. That's what we have to keep in mind. Now, I don't have an assistant with me today, but I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. Got to remember not to hurt my back. Otherwise, someone else will be shooting the wedding. When I'm doing this, it opens up other focal length possibilities. Because before it was in my shot, if I wanted to shoot from back here, and I want this long throw, which I'm going to want, I had this in my foreground, and I really didn't want that very much, even though there were decent chairs. And I'm going to move all this stuff, get it out of the way, bring it to the other side of the room, out of the way. The other thing that I'm going to do, when I walk in and I notice that our bride and our makeup artist are doing their thing, and maybe they're doing some other things. Maybe mom is with the bridesmaids and they're messing around with the gown. What I want to do is I want to move that, whatever they're doing, into the best light possible. I'm trying to set the stage for the moments to take place, but I'm not going to stage the moments. That's the thing to keep in mind. So, do you think it would be possible and convenient for you to sort of move just a little bit of this over to this area over here? And I'm just going to kind of close this right over here. And maybe if you take Michelle and have her chair over here facing this way, you can still have plenty of light, all right? Now watch what happens when I start to close these blinds.
Which way would you like her facing?
Facing this way, but let's put the chair right over here.
Okay.
Good. I'm going to start closing this area up. Okay? You're going to say, oh, it's going to be too dark. But watch. It's not going to be. This is going to be my sole light source for what I'm about to do. And of course, mom is probably going to stop me and say, is that enough light? Don't you want more light? And she's going to start switching every single light on. I'm going to have all these overhead cans on. We're going to have shadows under the eyes. I don't want that. So when mom says, is that enough light for you? Say, yes, Mrs. Smith, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've got it from here. I'm going to turn the lights off a little bit, and I'm just trying to do something else. So you don't want to make her feel a little dumb. So let her do what she wants. Start turning the lights off after that. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to turn this light off over here. And it's already starting to take shape. If you notice, what makes this image so beautiful is the highlight coming right here. Bridge of her nose, her lips, her chin, just this gorgeous highlight here. The reason we can see this is because we have a disparity in exposure between this highlight and this shadow. And there's a great deal of difference. Watch what's going to happen now as I pull this curtain away. Slowly, the highlight disappears. You can't see it because there's no exposure variance. It's there, and now it disappears. That's why I deliberately set Michelle up so that she would have this highlight right on her face, juxtaposed there. Now, where's this highlight coming from? It's coming from this window light over here. Too much light? Just enough. Now, what if I were to pull these? too much light because it opens up the shadow detail over here. We lose this right over here. That's the texture, dimension, and mood that I'm looking to create when I come into a room and people think I'm out of my freaking mind by closing all the blinds and creating this environment. Take a look at the abundance of light in this room. When I walked in, as you will in many situations, you're going to walk in and all the lights are on. Remember I said Mom likes to turn on all the lights and ask you, is that enough light for you? Well, this is going to show you and demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to close all these blinds and I want you to watch the transition that this room takes. As you can see, I've just turned this room into a beautiful studio. This is the epitome of the difference between quality light and quantity light. It's not about the abundance of light, it's the quality and where that light's coming from, and we've just allowed that light on her face to create texture, dimension, and mood. How did we do it? We put less light in here. We removed all of this light bouncing around. It might sound like it's counterproductive, but it's not. Now that we've established our lighting situation here, I want to talk about actually how to capture the scene. Very simply, I've got my 85-1.4 in here. I love this lens. I only shoot it at 1.4. So right now, Michelle's getting her makeup done. And the way I see this image right here, I see it vertically. And I'm just going to wait for her to do something there. I'm in aperture priority. Now remember, I see this scene, I see the dark area behind. I'm going to take my exposure compensation, I'm down about 1.3. All right, and even that's not enough. I took a quick glance, and now I brought it down a little bit further. Waiting for her to do something. Quick chimp, and that's gorgeous. Good. I've got some nice images there. I might take it further. If you look over here, what I'm seeing from that situation, she's got beautiful texture on those lips with the light coming off. And I'm going to try to capture that with my macro lens. So when our makeup artist takes that pencil, or whatever it might be, and starts doing her thing there, there we go. That's gorgeous. Beautiful. That's really cool. What I've created here with this macro, I can see all the creases in her lips, that highlight coming off of it. That's just really cool. It's really full of texture. So the other thing I'm going to do now, I want to take this picture, but I'm going to move this. I want to demonstrate why that's so important. So when I'm shooting this, and if the camera can come back, and I want you to see that we've actually lost the ability to see the highlight. The fact that it's here, now we see it again. A darker background is crucial to the look of this image. It's not a picture without this background. I'm going to continue to work this situation. What I might even do, I might take my 24-70. Sometimes photographers are sort of voyeurs. And I want to pretend I'm just looking in on this entire scene. So what I would probably do is come back here and see this whole scene here, this whole situation. I've got this great texture. I'm going to move my angle of view just a little bit. I try not to shoot everything from eye level. In fact, sometimes this is the best angle. In case you're wondering, I'm in aperture priority. I'm at minus 1.3 on my exposure. And then what I might do now is I'm going to check it out. I am at a 500th of 2/8. I'm going to switch to manual, go to a 500th of 2/8. I know now that's going to be my exposure consistently in order to capture that highlight. And it doesn't matter what's in my frame, it doesn't matter what's throwing my meter off. As long as I'm at 500, 2/8, 800 incidentally. I guess you need to know that too. There we go, that's beautiful. This is absolutely the ideal lighting situation for getting ready. Love it. I've just stepped out of our room. I'm not interested in getting the bride in any state of undress. On any given wedding day, what's going to happen is that there's going to be a period of time where the bride might feel a little bit uncomfortable because she's just not sure whether you're going to stay in the room or not. I'm really referring to the guys out there. In order to take any question of what's going to take place out of her mind, tell her straight out, hey, listen, I just want you to know when you're about to get into your gown, I'm going to step out of the room. It'll make her feel a lot more comfortable. That's what I'm doing right now. That's why I work with female assistants. My female assistant is going to tell me when it's okay to come into the room. I'm going to wait until her gown is up, she's decent, she's covered. I'm not looking for any boudoir photos. There are, however, times when a bride's going to ask me for some of those photos. She'll have a bustier, she'll have some stockings with her, she'll have garters, things of that sort. If she asks me, I'm okay with that, and then everybody's comfortable. Even at that point, I make sure that she's comfortable with everything, and I'm going to talk to her and make her feel comfortable through the entire shoot. It's crucial in earning her trust. So right now we're at the stage where my assistant just told me that she's decent, she's covered up, and this is really what I'm looking at right now. First thing I do is I sort of observe this entire scene. I'm going to get this with my 24-70 right now. Once again, I'm an aperture priority. I'm going to change my angles. I love a different angle besides eye level. Changing my focal length constantly. Good. And now, my 70-200, I'm going to come real tight in here while they're doing their thing, and you can continue to get addressed. And I'm looking to get this scene right here really, really tight. Good. That's beautiful. Good. There it is. And the other thing I want you to notice, whenever Michelle is looking straight towards this way, we can see that highlight. When she turns towards me, we lose that highlight. So what you'll see from time to time is I'll shoot here, and I'll wait to shoot if she's like that. I need that light. I need that highlight in order for me to continue. So you guys just keep doing what you're doing. Beautiful. And to change things up, I'm going to grab my 85-1.4 because I love this lens. Now, when you're at 1.4, and we're going to talk about this in detail in a few minutes, with the 85-1.4, when I'm at 1.4, I have such a shallow depth of field. Within the camera, you have various focal points. With this D3, I can take the focal points and I can move them around with this little wheel right here. And it's just a thumb pad. Taking the focal point that's closest to her face, according to where I'm composing the image, I absolutely have to use that focus point at 1.4 and focus with it. If I'm a center area and recompose methodology here, if that's what I'm using, I'm not going to keep everything in focus unless I'm at 4 or 5, 6 or somewhere around there. But because I'm at 1.4, if I change the plane of my focus by moving the camera, I'm going to throw the focus off. So what you might see me do is take the pad, move it to the right focus point and get their interaction. And that's beautiful. Very, very nice. I like that a lot. I might continue, and she might come around. She's just given me an opportunity right now to silhouette her. Right now, I've got to move down here. I'm noticing that the window is dissecting her face right there. Good, I'm going to have to get nice and low here. That's real nice. Now let's start up here and notice how this window right here is coming right through her head. But once we lower our angle of view, we can get rid of that. Beautiful. Good. And oftentimes we'll have mom, we'll have bridesmaids. This is a very real situation. Obviously, it's staged right now because we've got two great models, but this is a very common situation on a typical wedding day. We've got mom, we've got our bride, they're interacting. Now, is this a staged situation? Yes. Are the moments real? Yes, they will be. Again, finding the stage to set, setting the stage for the moments to take place, and then letting the moments unfold themselves. If you do this, what you're going to achieve, two things. Great moments with great light. That equals great pictures. Oftentimes what we're going to see is we have a mirror here, and the bride and groom staring at the camera is just not going to work here. I like to do this in a candid fashion. Now, she's got a mirror there. It's sort of a trite, cliche photograph. There's no question about it. But if we make it somewhat real, if we can actually capture it while it's actually happening. I've got my 85-1.4 here. I've got nice layers here. I've got our bridesmaid, I've got our bride, I've got our mirror behind there, okay? And then she's 5 feet away from the mirror. She's actually going to be 10 feet according to my camera. It's 5 feet to the mirror and 5 feet back to her. So my camera's actually going to rack out 10 feet in order to capture it in focus. That's a nice image. At 1.4, it's really stunning. Because we've got layers. We've got this going on, we've got this going on, and we've got the mirror going on. Whenever I'm shooting at such a shallow depth of field, I love the look of the layers.